It's Don here from the board. Thanks for coming along and checking out this video. Today I've got another fan unboxing video. So I'd like to say a really huge thank you and shout out to Mitenolet for sending me another box of something. I don't actually 100% know what's in the box, but I guess we'll find out very, very shortly. So Mitenolet is definitely one of our biggest fans, and I would almost go to the point of saying that he's going to be pretty much our 2018 #1 fan, with all the generosity that he has shown through this year in sending stuff for me to review, for me to play with, for me to keep, as well as the fact that he's been very, very active on our Slack, pretty much there most days as well. So thank you very much. Now, I'm going to switch over to the desktop so we can see what kind of monstrosity of a box he's actually sent. It is actually so big a box that it doesn't even fit within the camera angle here. And the focus isn't very good right now, but it's 3 kilos for this box. And when I say it's a large box, it's a large box. It's huge. Having a guess at what's going on in here, besides the fact that I've covered over some details, it says Save the Box Switch Foundation, because I was talking about, box switches and using box switches to do a build for the keyboard library idea that I had. Now that I've got about 8 different switch types coming. No, well, actually I've got them. They've arrived, and I want to buy components to complete them into 60% keyboards, and therefore they can become an actual library of tester keyboards for meetups, or someone could pay for the shipping of the entire box of them so they can actually try out the different keyboards before they made a commitment to buy a particular switch. And he had mentioned that he had a whole bunch of really cheap ABS TypeHype keycaps that he wanted to send, and I was like, you don't have to, you don't need to, you can keep them for yourself and all that kind of stuff. But when I picked this up from the post office, there was a bit of a rattle happening there, so I kind of feel like this is going to be full of keycaps. What else is in here, I don't know. So if there's something in here that's not appropriate for viewership, there might be a very sudden cut in the clip, and then a bit of patching work to go on afterwards. So here we go, box cutter, good old trusty that I've got. I've had this this Stanley knife for a very long time, and I should probably change the blades in it too. But you know what? The fact that it is a dull blade means it's relatively safe to play with and scrape with in case my daughter gets hold of it, because she can reach the top of surfaces and grab things now. Whereas if it's razor sharp, then she might do a lot more damage before she realizes. So just cutting the last bits of tape around the front here. Gotta pull out those stops. Okay, I see plastic and grey things. So here we go. Oh, nope, there's more tape. Can never have enough tape. 1 cut. 2 cut. We have freedom. What? Come on, tape. This tape is being very stubborn. I already cut you. Why are you staying stuck? There we go. And ooh. All right. Now, I can't see what my camera can see because I have my screen in front of me and it's kind of obscured at the moment, but you can probably see that there's a bit of paper here. There's stuff. There's a whole keyboard. There's keycaps and bits and pieces. So I'm just going to close that and take it off the table, and we'll disseminate what's going on. Now, I don't have my usual roll mat out. I don't know why I don't have it out, but please excuse the mess that is my table normally. Alright, I have a piece of paper. And let us It's called Stab Stab. Good old Futurama. So, it says, "Hi Don, just typing this out on the Vortex. These MX Silvers feel like reds to me. Nothing gamer about it. Should have got into clears instead, but I do like MX Red, no big deal, I guess. And also the split spacebar is this guy's fault." The Cow Kingdom's fault because he said split spacebars is the future. And the magic force you can keep. I busted it good and the enter key is not working and the F switch could be flux cleaner damage. Not sure, but if you can fix it, you don't have to do a box yellow switch build. Now if I don't do a box yellow switch build, what am I going to do with those box yellows? Stab Stab with band-aids. Oh, okay. Band-aid fix. And also sent Mastrop's Mount Fuji to review. Give us the artist's hot take on this something gem. This 60 US gem. And Mitenolet. Wow. This box is absolutely loaded with goodies. Thank you very much. Let's actually pull the things out and see what I will get to play with over the next couple of coming videos. So you've already kind of seen the contents in general. So I'm assuming that's going to be the Mastrop Artisan. There we go. Mastrop Artisan of some kind. It's the Volcano keycap. The Mount Fuji keycap, sorry. Well, I think Mount Fuji technically is a volcano. Camera's not doing a good job of focusing because it's trying to see the desk. But I'll have to do something about that. Okay, so that can go off to the side. We've got the Vortex Cypher. Now, I know I'm definitely not keeping this. So there's a Cypher with the MX Silvers in it. Camera's not doing a good job of focusing still. Not quite sure what it's trying to focus on. But let's just have a quick squiz at what the Cypher looks like. Well, it's in plastic, but there you go. It's a 40% kind of looking thing, 50% kind of looking thing. So I'll definitely be doing a review on that shortly, by the looks of it. This is really exciting. I suppose the advantage of having somebody local who has the inclination to send stuff for review and having it away from home is really cool. It's really appreciated. Okay, so here is Band-Aids and stabilizers. Here are some Band-Aids, not the other type. Magic Force stabilizers. Alright, and I don't know what that is. Is that glue? Is that lubricant? It's something grey in a tube that is in another language. It's dielectric grease. Okay, so for lubricating stabilizers. Wow, okay. PCB mount stabilizers. Lots of stabilizers. I can see why he's talking about stabby stab. More stabilizers. And more stabilizers. Wow, this is amazing. Okay. Now, so the keyboard that we saw earlier there's a Magiforce. Yeah, this is actually the first time I've played with a Magiforce, so that'll be really cool. Thank you very much for sending that. I'm assuming that's the cable that goes with the Magiforce. And as I had... Okay, so there's two box yellows. There's some keycap pullers. There's a loose bit of foam, sticking foam, and I've got a whole bunch of keycaps. So there's some accented keycaps, some more accented keycaps, and I've got one sack. That's the rest of that kit that's on the Magiforce. And then I've got, are these cubic? Whoa. Okay. What is cubic key profile. Oh, but it says OEM profile. Okay. I was thinking, wait, is it actually cubic? It says OEM on the box, so I'm going to assume it's OEM. And some more. So there's a lot of keycaps happening here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of keycaps, which is yeah, jam-packed. And now, of course, the box is completely empty. You know what? I honestly, I'm quite speechless to be able to say anything meaningful and useful here. But with all sincerity, thank you so much. You know, by providing this stuff, it goes a long way to being able to put together what I wanted to do in building those test keyboards. And you know, the Magiforce isn't going to be the same size and form factor exactly as those other keyboards, but he's right in that it means I can put the funds to building another keyboard if I have other switches as well and not having to do box yellows. So it does kind of ruin the idea a little bit, only because I wanted them all to be exactly the same for direct one-to-one comparisons. But you know what? I'm more than happy to take this Magiforce 68 and try and fix it and get it working to its proper standard, simply because, you know, it is a good representation of how the keys will feel and approximately how they're going to sound anyway. So it doesn't really matter in that grand scheme of things. And of course, thank you very much for sending the Vortex Cipher for me to review. And of course, I will make sure it gets back to you home safe and sound and undamaged. And same as your Mastrop Mount Fuji keycap as well. So I will be seeing you, no doubt, on Slack before I actually release this video, because this week's video is already done at the time. But I wanted to do this simply because, like, who wants to sit on a box and not open it for ages, right? So it's going to be a couple of days before this video actually goes up. But I do know, however, when this video will go up, that we're still doing our 2,000 subscriber giveaway. There's 2 keycaps to be won. You can check out the video and the details and the links to the competitions, as well as our 2-year anniversary for our podcast will still be running as well. So make sure you actually check out our podcast for details on how to win that competition as well. So I'm gonna kind of wrap it up there, I guess. I want to say thank you, of course, to everybody on our Patreon list for supporting us and making things happen, because the amount of money that they provide us, you know, every dollar counts. Every dollar makes a difference in paying our hosting fees for our podcast, as well as the leftover cash goes towards being able to pay for things like sending out prizes and shipping and that kind of stuff all around the world, and being able to support mad projects like what I have in mind with these switches, you know, to build this keyboard library for people to test switches with and stuff like that, as well as my builds and etc, etc. So once again, thank you to everybody, our Patreon supporters, our subscribers, you, the watchers, and of course our listeners on our podcast. So I'm going to leave it there, and of course, as usual, until next time, happy clacking.